So I know for most people, picturing me as a mother is a little weird. You think you're weirded out? I used to be a ballerina. Anyways, this is just my son's normal. I've been like this pretty much his whole life. I started my transition when he was really young, like a toddler. I know it's very depressing that he has such a good life where, like, he literally has anything he ever wanted: stability, safety, compassion, two working parents. Life is tough. But maybe one day he'll resent me. You never know, you might win. I'm just playing. The only way that kid would hate me is if I went to Wendy's. His arch nemesis. But anyways, this is how my son knows me. Weird for you, normal for him. Well, about like 3 years into my transition, my liver started to fail on testosterone, so I had to stop. I have a lot of videos on it, but I made a rash decision to detransition and present feminine for a while. I only lasted a month and a half. Now, like I've said before in other videos, my husband, he actually met me as I am now, but he did stay with me throughout my detransition. And he just happened to be like almost done with training at that time, so he was actually able to like leave his training site. He was in training for building construction technology, and so he was able to like go off campus and like, come and see me. Now this put me in an odd place. Number one, I had just lived like over 3 years as a dude in society, okay? This was me right before I detransitioned. I had top surgery and everything. I had a fucking beard. Within less than a week, I'm not exaggerating, I turned into this. So I had to quickly like adapt to like social norms like as a woman again. And I know you're saying you didn't have to. I was already trying to keep a low profile, okay? I wasn't gonna go down East Broadway blowing snot rockets and ripping ass, okay? Not that I do that as a dude, but you catch my drift. Now my kid, of course, he'd love me no matter what. But honestly, he prefers me the way I am. This is how he knows me. So when all of a sudden I had long hair and like makeup and like fall season, he was just not super into it, okay? So anyways, my husband, he invites me to this pool with his family. First of all, my kid keeps ripping my eyelashes out, and I don't notice because my kid, he's autistic and he's very like he's very active, like he flails around, he leans on you, whatever. So I wouldn't even know it was ripped off until I'd look in the water. I'd think it was a spider, and all of a sudden I'd see my falsie floating by. But then I had to fart so fucking bad. And I remember from when I was a little kid and my parents made me take etiquette classes that girls cannot fart in front of people. Go to the bathroom. So I made it like, oh, I just have to go to the bathroom, right? I get my son. I find a dressing room in an area where like nobody is. And I'm like, thank God I can fart and like he's not gonna hear it. He's not gonna know. This is very ladylike, you know what I mean? Now at the time my son was still considered nonverbal. I technically think he is still considered nonverbal, but he's partially verbal. But back then if he said a sentence, it was like, oh my God. Well, I fart and my kid, loud as ever, decides that this is a great time to use his skills in forming a sentence and said, it stinks in here.